Hi guys, so for the next video I kind of messed up a little bit. Um, you're going to find that on 6 part it's either B or C. It's the one that says A times B for the matrix multiplication. I wrote -4 in the first entry, however the math shows that it should be +4. The +4 is the correct one, so I just wrote the sign incorrectly. It should be +4. But with that being said, let's get going on this problem. It says please perform the following given the system. Write the system as an augmented matrix. So augmented matrix is going to be 2, 3, 1, and 3. And remember, all I'm doing is taking the coefficients from here, 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 and here. 3, -1, -1, and 2. And 4, -1, 2, and 6. Okay, so that's that. Now, part A is done. It says put it in RF form and find the solution. So, I want to get a 1 in that first position, and I notice these are 2 and 3, so I can kind of do 3 minus 2 and then put a 1 there. So what I want to do first is I want to do row 2 and row 1 switched. So I have 3, -1, -1, and 2, and 2, 3, 1, and 3, 4, -1, 2, and 6. Okay, that's taken care of. Now, I'm going to do row 1 minus row 2 yield row 1. So 3 minus 2 is 1. -1 minus 3 is -4. -1 minus 1 is -2. And 2 minus 3 is -1. Okay. So next we have 2, 3, 1, 3, and 4, -1, 2, and 6. Okay, so now I need to get rid of this. I need this 2 to be a 0 and this 4 to be a 0. That's the goal. So I want to do -2 times row 1. Add it to row 2, yield row 2. And -4 times row 1, add it to row 4, yield row 3. Sorry, that should be row 3, not row 4. I said 4. Row 3. Okay, so 1, -4, -2, -1. Okay, then we have, let's write out what these are going to be. -2 times row 1, that's going to be -2 times 1, that's -2. -2 times -4, that's 8. -2 times -2, that's 4. -2 times 1, that's -1, that's 2. And then -4 times times row 1, that's going to be -4, 16. -4 times -2 is 8, and -4 times -1 is 4. Okay, now we're going to add these to these ones. Okay, -2 and 2 is 0, which is what we wanted, so we're good. 8 and 3 is 11. 4 and 1 is 5, and 3 and 2 is 5. Okay, then we get a 0. 16 and -1 is 15. 8 and 2, that's 10. 6 and 4, that's 10. So we're good here. Then we are going to do, let's get the bottoms all divisible by 5. 1/5 times row 3. And I'm going to also switch row 2 and row 3 real quick. I'm going to do it in one step so I don't have to do 2 different writings. So we've got 1, -4, -2, -1. And then I'm going to divide I'm going to replace row 3 with row 2, so 0, 11, 5, and 5. And I'm not going to, I'm going to just do this step now. I'm going to do 1/5 times this third row, which is 0. 1/5 of 15 is 3. 1/5 of 10 is 2, and 2. So 10 divided by 2, I'm sorry, 10 divided by 5, and 10 divided by 5, and 15 divided by 5. Okay, now, I need to make this 3 into a 1. If I divide by 3, I'm going to get fractions, and you won't like fractions, so let's do it a different way. So what I'm going to do, I notice that 3 goes into 12, and 12 is 1 bigger than this, so I'm going to multiply row 3, or I'm sorry, row 2 by 4. So row 2 times 4 is 0, 12, 8, and 8. And then 0, 11, 5, and 5. Then I'm going to do row 2 minus row 3, yield row 3. So then this is going to be 1, negative 4, negative 2. Not real yield row 3, yield row 2. I want row 2 to have that 1 there. Sorry. Negative 1. And then I have, remember this is the augmentation line. Then I have, okay, I'm doing row 2 minus row 3. So 0 minus 0 is 0, 12 minus 11 is 1, 8 minus 5 is 3, and 8 minus 5 is 3. And then we have 0, 11, 5, and 5. Now I need to make this negative 4 a 0 and this 11 a 0, so I need to do 4 times row 2, add it to row 1, yield row 1, that's good. Negative 11 times row 2, add it to row 3, yield row 3. Okay, let's multiply that out. 4 times 0, 0. 4 times 1, 4. 4 times 3, 12. 4 times 3, 12. Okay, then negative 11 times 0, negative 11 times 1, negative 11. Negative 11 times 3, negative 33. Negative 11 times 3, negative 33. Okay, then we're going to add these. We have, all right, let me put this middle row, 0, 1, 3, 3. 0 plus 1 is 1. 4 plus negative 4 is 0, which is what we wanted. 12 and 2, negative 2, that's 10. And 12 and negative 1, that's 11. Okay, that's good. And 0 and 0, that's 0. 11 and negative 11 is 0. Negative 33 and 5 is negative 27. And negative 33 and 5, that's negative 27. Okay, so let's do negative 1/27 times row 3. We're just dividing by 27, negative. That gives 1, 0, 10, 11, 0, 1, 3, and 3, 0, 0, 1, and 1. Okay, so that's good. Now we need these two things to be zeros, so let's do it. We're going to do negative 3 times row 3, add it to row 2, yield row 2, and negative 10 times row 3, add it to row 1, yield row 1. Okay, so this is going to give us the following. Negative 10 times row 3 is 0, 0, negative 10, negative 10. Negative 3 times row 3 is 0, 0, negative 3, and negative 3. We add those together, we get 1. I'm just adding this to this. That's 1. 0 and 0 is 0. Negative 10 and 10 is 0, which is what we wanted. 11 minus 10 is 1. Next one, 0. 0 and 0 is 0. 1 and 0 is 1. Negative 3 and 3 is 0. And negative 3 and 3 is 0. Okay, and then finally, 0, 0, 1, 1. So our answer here is 1, 0, 1. And that is our solution for this system. And so we've done the RFing. Obviously, it's multiple choice on the test, so hopefully you guys can get this done. I'm going to give you guys extra time. I'm going to give you an extra hour to do this because I know this test takes a little bit longer, and it can be more challenging. So I hope you guys are ready for this. I'm going to be making more videos shortly, and then I'll be posting this review as soon as I get it done. Thank you guys.